Hey there, it's been a little while since I've given you guys a project update. So believe it or not, I have 5 car projects going on simultaneously, which is insane. Most of them are here in this little 2-car garage. 2 of them are done off-site. There's 2 big projects that were done in collaboration with the Peterson Automotive Museum. That's a 2001 Jeep TJ and a 2012 Ford GT Roush Mustang. And the other project is partially here. I have the engine for it. There's a 1968 Porsche 912 engine swap. Then there's my 1974 Porsche 911 and my 1964 Porsche 356 SC. This car right here has been the star of the show. This is my 1974 Porsche 911, Restomod, Backdate, Frankenstein, whatever you want to call it. I've done almost 200 videos on this car, and it was resurrected from the dead. Every car has a theme, and this car's theme is raw and simple. Mac is running and driving really well. I've put about 1,200 miles on him so far. He just needs a few more small cosmetic adjustments and improvements to it, but I have big plans for this car too. You know, if it's a labor of love, you really never want it to end, do you? And that's the case on this car. It's going to be constantly improved and tweaked and raced and improved and tweaked and broken and fixed and run again. So it's an amazing car. It's a great platform. I put so much work into it. I still want to get a lot out of it. Some of you may know, but I have 2 3.2 engines, one of which is going in this car once I get it prepped with oil lines and electronics to run that engine. That's coming. I also have a track day planned before I put the engine in. I want to do a track day with the 912 engine that's currently in here. I want to see how well that does, and it's been so much fun. This car only weighs 1,875 pounds, and you could just throw it around, and it's super well balanced. I definitely want to do a track day with the 912. I will be improving the cosmetics in the interior too, but like I said, raw and simple means a pretty Spartan interior. It's not going to get much else. I've also made a video about this car, some of the things I don't like about it. Well, most of those have already been fixed or are in process. Things like the driver's side windows are lightweight. The factory turn signal switches and controls are sort of in process, ready to be cleaned up and installed. I also have a lot more suspension upgrades planned for this car, more testing, more analysis, more improving. So this, like I said, is far from over, and I'm really enjoying this car. Time goes fast when working on something like this. I'm already past the 3-year mark on this one. But this one to my left is a car I've owned for, I think, 24 years now. This is my 1964 Porsche 356 SC. This is an original color, numbers matching. Everything about this car is going to be original as it left the factory, if not better. You can see the paint on this is probably a little better than it left the factory, but I really like it. This is a car that means a lot to me. Like I said, I've had this car now for 24 years. 15 of those years, it's been off the road. So this is my real labor of love, and this is the one I care about the most. I want to get this car back on the road. So I think you'll see a lot more videos on the assembly of this car. Next year, this car will be on the road for sure. This is my first Porsche ever. Actually, this is my first 911 right here. But the 356, you know, I've had it in the family a long time. I've had this car before I even met my wife, and we're still married now for like 19 years. Growing up with kids, doing the restoration, all that stuff just takes a lot longer. I would work on this in spurts, you know, sometimes once a week, but sometimes once every couple times a year. So it really was another basket case. Most of the bottom half of this car, I'd say probably the lower 4 or 5 inches of it has been completely replaced. the seat pans, the A-pillars. I mean, there was so much rust in this car, but it's now ready to be assembled, and I'm really excited. I think this will be driving next year. I have all the components for this car. Like I said, I drove it around when I first bought it. The engine has been rebuilt. The drivetrain is in good shape. We've already got the brakes installed on this car. Suspension's gonna go in next. We got a lot of very important details like the sound deadening, some chrome to get done. So this car is gonna be really fun to watch. The 911 has been a budget build. You guys know I'm somewhere in the $12,000, $13,000 range, including the price of the car on that one. This car is still sort of a budget. I mean, I bought it, like I said, 24 years ago, $5,000, but it gets the best of the best. It's not a cheap car to restore by any means. There's so much chrome, so much detail that Porsche put into these cars. It takes a lot to restore this. So this is like, I wouldn't call it a budget build. This one gets the best of the best. I also buy and sell a lot of Porsche parts, and so I currently have two 3.2 liter engines here in the garage, one of which is for Mac, and the other one is going to Benji. Benji has a Porsche 912 1968, and we're gonna be swapping in one of those 3.2s into his car. So his car's not here yet. We're gonna have to move some things around to make room, but that's gonna be a project probably early next year, late this year, where we're going to do that swap. We've been collecting things like oil lines, oil tank, the gauges, the fuel pump, the wire harness, the motor mounts, all those things needed. We're currently collecting that stuff. So when it's ready, when the car gets here, we can put that engine in right away. So that's a future project coming up that we've been working on actively behind the scenes. As much as I don't like to think of myself as a car professional and restoration expert, that project with Benji is a paid project, and the two other projects with the Peterson also are paid projects. It's not my full-time gig. I'm actually a professional engineer, and I've been working on two big projects in addition to all these car projects. So like I said, it's been insane. All right, the other two projects are in collaboration with the Peterson Automotive Museum here in LA, and those are also YouTube projects, but they're not on this channel. They are on Peterson's channel. So there's a Jeep playlist. I'll link to that right here. And check it out. This has been a fun project. Each one's about 8-9 weeks. And we've been working with youth to show them what it's like to work on cars, introduce them to cars, and really build something cool. Custom tires, lift kit, exhaust, rockers, bumpers, stereo system, all sorts of accessories, mostly all from Quadratech. They had it repainted. The lighting, LED lighting, everything about it is awesome. Please check it out. And they're giving that project away to someone who really wants it. They're looking for someone who's on the younger side, I believe. Someone who was like the ones who worked on it would be a great candidate. So really good project over there at the Peterson. I really enjoyed it. And then shortly after we did the Jeep project, it's like, hey, we have this 2012 Ford Mustang GT, and Roush provided all the goodies, like all the rear valence, the catback exhaust, the front valence, the rockers on the side, the splitters. We did the complete supercharger upgrade, all the fuel system, all the intercooler work. Most of that was completed with the Teen Workshop program. And that was another amazing project to be associated with. I think that car is going to be auctioned off at the end of the year with their gala, I believe. So another fun thing to do, new students, and really I learned a lot, and I think they learned a lot as well. So hopefully that gives you a little taste about what I've been up to and how the projects are progressing and what the plans are with these cars. You're going to see a lot more 356 content, like I said. The other two projects at the Peterson have tapered off, and I think the engine swap with Benji should go relatively quickly. It's probably 2-3 videos at the most. So thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you who comment regularly, give the video a thumbs up, and those of you who also provide Patreon support. That's really helpful. You know, this is, like I said, a fun DIY kind of environment. I've pushed it quite a bit, and I hope that this inspires you to get out in your garage and build something cool as well. That's my mission all along. In addition to this, my jet ski is broken. I need to get that fixed. That's currently out in Arizona, so I don't know if that'll be a YouTube video, but there's always something. I'm always thinking about the next project and how I could do better. So thank you again for being here. I really appreciate all your support, and it's gonna be another great year of YouTube. So just so you know, I'm not taking the day off today. I am going to be replacing some of the connectors with upgraded ones and upgraded wires here in the headlight assembly. I've already done that video, so I'm just tidying up a few things with some better connectors. And then I'm gonna be adjusting and gluing this seal down here underneath that. I have a few things to clean up and actually just wash the car. It's actually gotten really dirty. You can hardly see out the windows anymore. So I'm gonna spend my car day, which is always on Thursdays, to just catch up and tidy it up a little bit. I also am gonna take apart the rear bumpers, but I didn't wanna do it. I have a big plan for Saturday. I wanna take the car for a long drive. So I wanted to leave the bumpers on at least for today. I'll take them off probably on Sunday and begin that painting process for the rear.